Okay, I'm going to make this quick. Unless Mark wants to stand up and do half an hour on dotSHF.
Probably not.
So dotSHF is the digital coalition in Sheffield. We've presented it before, so it's dividing all of the different ways in which the city is digitising into a number of domains and engaging and galvanising communities in those domains to collaborate with each other and come up with new projects, new ideas, and work on funding bids. And it's now been nominated for a Digital Leaders Award at this year's British Digital Leaders event. One of the things that is being developed as part of dotSHeffield is the 5G bid. It's probably the next thing on the slide. And also dotSHF now has a coordinator who is working to re-engage people from the conflab that we ran with Sheffield Digital and the council last year and the digital conference last November, to let people know what's going on and how they can get engaged in the particular topics they're interested in. And this also relates to the 5G bid. So DCMS have made two big funding pots available, one for an urban 5G testbed and one for a rural 5G testbed. And Sheffield is one of the cities, along with Sheffield and Rotherham, one of the urban areas that is bidding for the 5G to become the UK's 5G testbed. So this is like they've invested in a number of small test beds to test out the enabling technology, but this is like the big hit, turning a large urban area into a test bed that they're sinking up to 100 million quid into to create the infrastructure. So whichever city or urban area, metro area gets it is going to become de facto the largest 5G test area in Europe. So it'd be great if Sheffield wins it. The deadlines are tight, so anybody here who can feed into that process can get involved and talk to Mark about that. So Kollider wouldn't be SmartSheffield News without having a slide that says Kollider. It's the same slide. I've used it every time. Kollider is now funded, and they are in the process of refurbing Castle House. There's been a bunch of things in the press, and people have seen the Star today, and another thing about them. Sheffield Digital are putting out an article hopefully later this week with details about what they're doing, but they have a plan for each of the floors of Castle House. The main offer is essentially a series of centres of excellence around 7 different technology topics in which they're developing incubator programs and funding streams and looking to attract startups to come and participate and work ultimately at Castle House, but in the meantime at K1, which is the 5th floor of the Barker's Pool building just over there, which they've kitted out and are using as a meanwhile space for their centres of excellence, their incubators. The main partner is Barclays, so Barclays Eagle Labs are the key investor in the centres of excellence. They're also working closely with Sumo and the National Centre for National Video Arcade on what will be or should be the UK's largest video games incubator. So there's some really interesting and positive stuff going on there now finally. Urban Flows, they've got their final pitches from their sensor competition, which is going to be on the 6th of June here at Arup from 5:30. So go and have a look at the Urban Flows website if you want to come and see what's happened to the projects that went into the competition that we talked about back in December. The Sheffield Green City strategy has been released. So there's a few things that have happened for those people that are interested in the sustainability and environmental side of Sheffield. Sheffield Green City strategy was released a few weeks ago, and the Sheffield State of Nature report was also released. So there's two major pieces of work that have been done around Sheffield and Rotherham's ecology. And as a part of that also, the council have announced £2 million worth of funding for Sheffield and Rotherham's air quality strategy to address the early measures recommendations that are made in that strategy. So there's going to be a whole range of interventions around air quality. Sheffield Things Network, quick update. The first hackathon was successful. Roy's left, but the next one is next Sunday. Sheffield Things Network now has 8 gateways out in the city, and there's 22 people contributing. It got its blue tick. It's now an official Things Network community, which is all good news. If you want to get involved in that, go on the wait list for the hacks. There's one hack every month for the next 5 months to learn how to build electronic sensors and nodes for the network and understand it. There's not much room, so if there's more people than there's room, then we'll look at extending the hacks to a larger space. Pitch in. This is one of the best acronyms I've ever seen. It's promoting the Internet of Things by collaboration between higher education institutions and industry. Pitch in. But it's about £4 million worth of funding for Sheffield University to basically to develop relationships and projects between academia and industry around industrial IoT, and is another, along with urban flows and the IoT stuff that Helen are doing, kind of another really kind of big component of this region's reputation as a centre for the Internet of Things. And finally, GDPR. This is literally just to say I'm going to be emailing everybody on our mailing list, probably, to make sure that you've all opted in to receive our newsletter. Yes, that will happen definitely before the deadline. That's it. If you've got any more news, email me. Thank you all very much for coming. We've almost finished at 9 o'clock. Thank you very much.